Dr. Tzioufas now is going to give us a follow-up on the next step in his Sjogren's talk. He's going to talk about the clinical the therapies.
Good afternoon. In my first talk this morning, I've presented to you the clinical picture of Sjogren's in the outcome measure. My task in this afternoon lecture is to discuss the current and future therapies in Sjogren's and to ask a question: why targeted therapies have failed. To accomplish, here are my disclosures. To accomplish this task, this thought to outline this lecture, discussing first the current therapeutic modalities, to see the current value of targeted therapies in primary Sjogren's syndrome. I shall stick to primary Sjogren's syndrome today. And finally, the third, and most probably the larger part of the talk, is to discuss the pathogenetic aspects that may lead us to new treatments. Having in mind the therapy in Sjogren's, one should always consider that this is a collaborative endeavor. You need a collaboration of people, except rheumatology, of ophthalmology, who know well to evaluate and treat keratoconjunctivitis sicca, oral medicine and dentistry, and other medical subspecialties where the doctor, the physician, has good insights into systemic diseases. We have achieved good results the last years, and this has been done particularly because there is a significant progress in the last decade in Sjogren's syndrome. Indeed, we understand better the natural history as we discussed in the morning. We have better insights into pathogenetic mechanisms of the disease. We shall discuss them in a little while. We have new biologics, and their use is coming from other systemic autoimmune diseases, and particularly rheumatoid arthritis. This is very important. I shall discuss it. And we have better outcome measures. This is a systematic review we wrote with Casals and Johnstone from Boston a few years ago to define how doctors are thinking about treatment of Sjogren's. And this study started from around 1,800 articles, and after the whole procedure here, you see, finally, we've decided to stick to 56 articles in the literature. You see, from 800 to 56. 37 were controlled trials, and 19 prospective cohort studies. And this analysis saw at first that the treatment of Sjogren's it doesn't work well. I don't know why. I'm sorry for that. Is empirical, is symptomatic. Therapeutic regimens used successfully in other systemic diseases, as I said, in rheumatoid arthritis and SLE. And finally, there is a substantial lack